welcome to our panel with Michael Russell. Everyone, can I have a warm round of applause to welcome Michael? I'll give you the 5-minute warning.
Thank you, yes. We are on a time crunch. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. It's an honor to be involved with the first Key Biscayne Film Festival, as I grew up here and I have very fond memories of my childhood. My name is Michael Russell. I'm a filmmaker, specifically a director, DP, editor, producer, and I own a production company here in Miami called Russell Film Company. And we specialize in commercials, music videos, and branding content, which involves sports documentaries. But today I thought, for the sake of brevity, we could focus on 2 sports-themed commercials that we made and kind of break them down really quick because I think they're kind of fun and they're like a digest version of kind of what we do in the industry. Before I get into that, a little bit about me. I was born in London, and my beautiful mother, who's somewhere here, there she is, look at her, stunning, Clara Marina, and my stepdad at London right here, come on. She moved to Key Biscayne when I was around 3 years old, and I have great memories. We have a lot of memories of making movies with, I think Tanya's here with Shane, and our friends, really terrible movies that I'd never want to watch, but they're all on VHS cameras, so they're stuck on those tapes, so we'll never be able to see those. I went to high school in England, and then I moved back to Miami when I was 22, and I worked at a advertisement agency as a producer called Crispin, Porter & Bogusky, and this really opened my eyes and into the world of branding and marketing. We worked with really big brands like Microsoft, Domino's, Best Buy, Burger King, and this kind of opened up my vocabulary into the world of branding and seeing colleagues and me and my team work with these multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar companies was a world I'd never even really heard of. So that was huge for me. But I kind of knew I always wanted to do my own thing. I think it's because I'm an only child. So I wanted to be my own boss. And so after much soul searching and a variety of ridiculous jobs in different industries, I started taking photos of my friends as a hobby. And they told me I was good at it. And that kind of positive feedback spurred me on to kind of look into making it a job because I love creating and it made me very happy. And I just became obsessed with it. I became obsessed first with photography, then filmmaking, and I devoured every book, every podcast, every YouTube video, and I pretty much gave myself a university education on film history, and I watched all the classics, from the 40s to present day. And I didn't go to university or film school, but the good thing about this job, the best part of this job, is that every day is different and you're just constantly learning and it keeps it exciting, and one set is totally different from the last set you're on, and no job is the same. The fundamentals are the same. You're trying to make something out of nothing, but you're just always learning, and that kind of childlike sense of curiosity is what spurs you on, and because of that, I'll always be a student of film, and that's why I love doing this. So I thought it'd be fun to start with my company show reel, which we're going to show you on these 2 screens, which will get you guys pumped up. And then I'll break down 2 sports-themed commercials really quick and maybe do a Q&A. And I'm going to see if this works. All right, cool. Here we go.
You want to see what real speed looks like? Try and keep up. Flames consumed my innocence.
This is for the early risers, the ones who never miss a sunrise.
Have I told you the story of the mommy panther and her cub?
just getting started.
That's fun, right? A little adrenaline. So yeah, that's kind of like a montage of our best work over the last few years. We've worked with Tyreek Hill, which I'm going to break down that commercial. Messi, which was incredible. Trey Lance. We've also worked with some Heat players. So I thought I would break down kind of what we do. There, as a production company, there's two sides to what we do, and it's kind of changed. The traditional production company relationship over the many years that it's been happening is an ad agency has a client like Evian, and Evian needs content, and then that ad agency has relationships with production companies, and they will bid out the work to these production companies. It'll usually be a triple bid situation, and they'll say to me and probably two other production companies, can you bid out for this campaign that we need to do? So that's the traditional way that we work, where we act as a relationship with these agencies. But over the last 10 years, with the evolution of social media, there's also a new way that we work, and that's kind of us working as a pseudo creative agency and a production company. And that means that brands work directly with us, and there is no middleman, because I'm sure maybe you've noticed a lot of brands now have in-house marketing teams, so we kind of work directly with them. And so these two examples that I'm about to show you is an example of us working directly with brands. The first one is a premium water company called No Days Off H2O. They're actually the official water of the Miami Heat, and they came to us. This was their launch campaign. They had zero content, and they wanted to do a 60-second commercial that showcased who they are, and then they wanted to create enough content where it would last them for like a quarter on social media. So I'll just show you the commercial real quick, and then I'll break it down for you. Here it is.
The moment of quitting was definitely when I did my first amateur fight. I had in my mind, okay, what I'm doing, maybe I'm not good enough. Some days I don't feel like doing anything, but I gotta do it. I gotta keep going for my kids, my family.
It's a commitment to becoming your best self, and that starts in your mind. It's a choice to never quit on life.
You see that last shot was in the reel. I love that boxing shot. So he came to us, the owner. He owns also a chain of gyms in Miami called Legacy Fit. You might have heard of it. And he wanted to do the launch campaign. He wanted to show real people across Miami drinking the water. So he kind of gave us that brief. It was kind of like the kernel of the idea. So then I went back to the HQ and I wrote a proposal, which looks something like this. And can't really see it. Yeah. And so yeah, he kind of told us this. So I kind of broke it down. I said there's going to be 7 different locations with real people. The overview is kind of giving you the tone, what we're going for. It's going to be cinematic and ensemble. This will be the kind of the big showpiece. And then I break down the deliverables, which is like one 60-second brand commercial, which you just saw, a cut down, the 35 videos for social media because they needed a catalog of content that would last them for like a quarter, and then 140 photos, which is insane amount of photos. And then I kind of wrote down a basic storyline. So I'm trying to propose to him, this is what we want to do, so he signs it off, and then we can make it happen. And this kind of breaks down the whole thing. Opening drone shot, flying low over the water, because it was high over the Key Biscayne Bridge. And you see the Miami skyline. So this is kind of get him fired up. And then I don't show it here, but I also give him an estimate on what we're doing, what I think it would cost to pull it up. So I send it to him, he reads it, he loves it, he signs it off, and then I go back to the team and the fun begins, and we go into pre-production. And then I write a more detailed shot list kind of script. The thing with this, which is really interesting, and it kind of taps into that documentary feel, is because we were shooting with real people, real athletes, at real locations where we didn't actually a few we had permits for, but a lot we didn't have. You kind of are going in there with like, this is the essence of the video, like this is the direction we want to go with, but we're gonna be expecting spontaneous moments, so like we're reacting. So it's kind of like a documentary. So like, yeah, I'm going into that basketball game, I know I need to get the guy dunking and everyone going crazy, but while we're there, you know, I might see a little kid on the sideline drinking water, and that was a spontaneous moment that goes in the video that I didn't get scripted. So this is kind of just like pushing the shoot in a direction where I know it can go, but when we get there, we know you're gonna get moments, random moments that kind of make it magical. And that was a really crazy shoot. I think it was a 3-day shoot, 7 locations with like 7 main actors and then all the different extras. And that's kind of how we pulled that one off, so that was fun. This next one is also really interesting. This is also a beverage company, and we've done short documentaries for them. Their name is Goat Fuel. It's an energy drink owned by Jerry Rice, ex-wide receiver from the 49ers. I've been working with them for about 4 years. I'm heavily involved with their creative, and they just signed Tyreek Hill as an ambassador, and they wanted to, from the Dolphins, go Dolphins. I know we got some Dolphins fans in here. And they wanted to make a big splash, so I'll show you this video, and then I'll break this down really quick.
The dictionary defines speed as the rate of which something or someone is able to move or operate. But that's how you define it. I got my own definition. Try and keep up.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Trying to put the front. The electrifying hill!
You just see the result, but it's what you don't see that defines my hustle.
Go Fuel, be great.
So that was very fun, and Go Fuel came to us about a month before the shoot, said what they wanted to do. This is that relationship I was talking about where we kind of act as a creative agency and we come up with the ideas. So that was the brief. It was literally, hey, we just signed Tyreek Hill, come up with something. And then I was like, okay, well, how much money do you have? Because obviously I want to do some crazy stuff with Tyreek Hill. And the money was decent. It wasn't crazy. I mean, we weren't jumping out of jumbo jets or doing anything like that. And that's also really important, is knowing what is feasible with the amount of money that you have. So that kind of comes with experience. You know, if you have 50 grand, you're not, I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, but you're not really doing a lot of crazy things with that. So with them, instead of that word proposal that I showed you earlier for No Days Off, I sent them another document, which we call a treatment. And this is a more visual proposal. And this is kind of showing Goat Fuel, my idea, in a more visual way with a little bit of words. And so this was kind of the front cover. You see a kind of silhouette of these football players. These are all images that you find online. And, smoky silhouette. I knew there was going to be a lot of smoke in the video, which you kind of saw with him walking out the tunnel. And he's known for his speed. I actually believe he's like the fastest person in the NFL. And so I thought that was a great thing that we could marry with the explosiveness of the Go Fuel energy for an energy drink. So it's an explosive brand. And so I break down the definition of velocity with some lightning and just go over the concept, little photos of him with the Dolphins jersey, get them excited. And then some imagery. His nickname is the cheetah. So we were actually thinking about getting a cheetah at one point, and then we thought, no, it's not going to work. And so then we were going to do stock footage. I'll tell you, I'm going to get into a story of why I really wanted to talk about this shoot, because it really gets into what this industry is all about. But these are some more shots. Some shots of him on the field, a lot of smoke. Always throw haze in commercials. A lot of smoke in commercials. And then again, I sent them that. They loved the idea. They signed off on it, and then I started writing the script. So initially, we found this high school in North Miami. I forgot the name of it, but we were going to shoot in the gym, on the bleachers, and on the field. And if you remember the video, he's only in a gym and underneath the bleachers. So we had like 3 weeks to prep for this, and we only had him for 3.5 hours, and you got to make every second count because you got to maximize the content, and you want to get as much variety in the video as possible. So we literally prep for this thing every single day. We're on calls every single day, and we're in communication with his agents, and he has 3 agents. I think they do like 3 different things, and there was some kind of miscommunication between us and him because we block out. This is like the 4th time we've done a big shoot with an athlete for Go Fuel, and you only get like a 3 or 5 hour window, and we block out these sections. So I had the bleachers, I had the gym, and on the field I had 3 sections. I had one section where he was going to be leaning up against the cans. I had another section where we had the QB from the high school. He was going to be running routes. And then I had another section where we rented like a high-speed golf cart, and I was going to be on the back, and he was going to be sprinting at me at full speed. And in the route section, I'd rented this big spotlight, and I was going to turn off all the lights of the field and have him run around. So I had this whole thing, and I was really excited about the field. But something got, it was 2 days after he just had a game. And initially we had said, we want to shoot this during the day because we know it's mid-season. Initially we said we're going to shoot at night because we want it to be moody. And then we thought, it might be too late, let's do it at the day. One of his agents was like, no, stick to the nighttime, we like that. And something got lost in somewhere. And Tyreek showed up to the shoot, and we were in the gym, everything prepped. I'm there with my 30-person crew, and my producer's like, Tyreek just got here, and he says he's not getting on the field. And he says on the walkie-talkie, so everyone hears this. And everyone starts panicking, oh God. And I'm like, and I'm the director. The director can never panic. So and everyone looks at me, and I'm like, guys, give me a second. And I walk over, and I go into the corner where no one can see me. I channel my mom. I start thinking, what would my mom do right now? Focus on my breathing. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, he's not gonna do it. And so we're just gonna make a really epic gym video. So that's what you saw. And it's those moments. And by the way, Tyreek was amazing. He got up, he saw the set, he turned it on. He was a professional. You saw that. We still were able to do it. And at the end of the day, the client was over the moon with it, super happy. So it worked out. But filmmaking, especially in advertisement, but all types of filmmaking, I think it all comes down to those moments when they blow up in your face, and because nothing goes according to plan. If anyone in here has been on set, you know that nothing goes according to plan. And so it's all about how you handle those moments when they blow up in your face, how you turn it into a positive situation, and how you turn lemons into lemonade. And that's my presentation. That's all I got. Thank you. Any questions? We got a few minutes. Yes. Oh, hi. Hey, you. How's it going?
I love the music. Do you make the music? How do you do that?
No, I used to make the music for the videos, but I don't have the time anymore. Now, music is pivotal for me. I actually try and pick the song before we go on the shoots. I'll try and get it approved by the client sometimes. But yeah, music is vital for me. So that Go Fuel song, I think there's actually 2 songs. But yeah, no, it's the music first. I'm a music guy. The sound creates the ideas for me. I think it helps me come up with ideas. Good question. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Could you talk about the magic moments that happen in your editing? Because I know as a director, and I've worked with you on a film,
Yes.
that I can tell you that after the client said, I was there and I didn't see any of that. Where was this guy? And the magic moments that you accomplish by just your eye, and then do you take that into the editing room?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think there's there's obviously 3 phases of doing this. There's pre-production, where you plan and you try and get as much prep as possible, and then you get on set and you've got all this prep, but like I said, there's these spontaneous moments, and like you said, I think there's a really amazing quote that I say all the time that I can't remember where I heard it. But you can prep as much as you want, and the quote is, "Filmmaking is not math; it's jazz." And I've always thought that was incredible, because that's exactly what it is. Because you can have this shot list, but it's like real life. Things are gonna happen. Magic is gonna come out of nowhere that you're gonna want to use, and then it happens again in post-production. So like right when you sit down to do the editing, it's like doing it again, because then you're finding, oh wait, maybe that clip works better with that clip. Oh, maybe I can do a match cut from there to there, or I can use a film burn to take me there, and then, or I can use whatever, exactly. And then you start using music, and that opens up another world, and then sound effects. So it never ends. And the problem then is that you can just go on forever, like all art, right? And it's just when you surrender, you gotta let it go at some point, or you never get paid.
Thank you for thank you for the presentation. If you don't mind sharing, what happened to the cheetah? Like the cheetah idea.
Oh, it was too expensive and too wild. We would have had to get permits and cops and all types of. It just was making the crew too big, and it was an idea for about an hour. I was like, let's get a cheetah. And then someone looked into it. No, we can't get it. And I was like, all right. And I was like, the client's liking it. Yeah, but he's not gonna like the price tag on it. I was like, all right, forget it then. I would have loved it. We'll get it. I mean, you can use stock footage for cheetahs, but it's not the same.
Hi, thank you for that presentation. I think it's incredible that you didn't have formal training in this film school. You just went for it.
Yeah.
How do you feel that maybe not going that prescriptive route that we tell these kids, you got to do this, you have to do it this way?
Yeah.
How do you feel like that has affected your creativity and the way you handle your business?
I think going to film school is amazing. I think I have loads of friends that have done it now. I didn't have back in the day. I think one of the best probably attributes is that you meet in film school, you meet other filmmakers, which is incredible, because they'll become your people you work with forever. I didn't have that. I had role models in other parts of life. My mom, Ed, business and just all around life, and other things. I kind of just had to. Nicole's also a role model of mine. We made my first ever music video we made together, and so I've had these little pockets of inspiration. But for me, it was just an obsession that I just had to make it happen, and I'm just always learning. Like I said, it's the best part about the job is reading. I'm still reading books. I'm reading books on stuff that I already know, just to like keep reading it. And I think doing it on my own, per se, to a degree, has kind of given me this, I don't know, chip on my shoulder. And now I have kind of kids that work with me. Zay, his name's on the screen for some reason. He was supposed to be up here for me. He's not become like my little brother, even though he's 6'7". And now I'm kind of like mentoring him, and I mentor other kids or young people that I'm able to help out. And now I can help them out. I started doing this kind of late in life. I started doing it at 29. He's 22, so he's gonna be like 1,000 times better than me, and by the time he's like 25, so it's amazing. So I don't know. I think it's either way it works. Film school, I think, is a great idea, or just don't do it and then just get straight into it and start working on sets ASAP. That's the way to do it.
We unfortunately don't have time for any more questions, because we need to give you the option to continue the Q&A with Michael. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you.